Today, I want to talk to you about when spinach isn't enough. Really just thinking about the 5 most common mistakes people make on a plant-based diet. So if you've ever started a plant-based diet, you can really imagine how you remember how you felt, right? You're feeling excited and full of energy, but all of a sudden you hit a wall, right? So maybe you're constantly tired or your stomach feels off, you're kind of bloated, things aren't going quite as well as you expected, right? But don't worry, because 1, you're not alone, right? And 2, many people struggle with these very common plant-based nutrition pitfalls, but there's good news. There's just a few small tweaks which can make a huge difference. And how do I know this? Well, my name is Dr. Lori Marbus. I'm a board-certified family and lifestyle medicine physician who's been a doctor for over 20 years, but plant-based myself for well over 13 years now. And I've seen thousands of plant-based patients. Why? Because I'm licensed in all 50 states and DC. So to say that I've literally seen thousands and thousands of data points. I've had people come to me, 1, because they're worried well, they're doing fantastic, but the majority needed something tweaked. They were having some struggles, may it be the habits, the diet itself, supplementation, whatever it is. We typically will hone in on it with labs, different things, and bam, fix it. But these are the 5 most common reasons people come to see me. So I'm going to help you avoid having to see someone like me. So listen up. Number 1 is the hidden nutrient gaps, right? So granted, spinach is great, but it's not just a magic bullet, right? There are some key nutrients like B12, iron, omega-3s, and zinc, which might be a little bit harder to get just from plants alone. So if you're feeling sluggish, you might be needing one of those essentials. Here's a solution. First of all, I want you not to be nut or seed phobic, right? So that's where a lot of these minerals will be coming from, like your zinc, your magnesium, things like that. So for example, zinc, pumpkin seeds, a couple of tablespoons. When you think about your omega-3s, you want to throw in some ground flaxseed, chia, walnuts, right? So many people are worried about the higher calorie content of food. Granted, I understand why, but then they just ignore them altogether. So do not be afraid to bring those foods into your diet. Now, B12 is really important to understand. I recommend supplements only, not to try to just rely on fortified foods, because you can definitely have signs of B12 deficiency, even if your blood work is normal within that little lower normal range. So try to make sure that your B12 levels, when you check it, is over 500 and don't need to be above 1100. So somewhere in there is fine. That would be probably around 500 to 1,000 micrograms daily, depending on several factors. How well you absorb, are you on medications that decrease absorption? Again, test, don't guess. Start taking your supplements, get your blood work checked, tell your doctor, I needed my B12 checked because I only eat a plant-based diet. This can be severe if it's nutrient deficient. Bam, just tell them that. Also, there's a Plant-Based 101 book, talks all about the labs and why. You can show that to your doctor if you like. That you can get on Amazon. The link is below. Number 2 is you're not eating enough. This was a problem that I ran into with patients early on. So plants are packed with fiber and water, right? Which means they are lower in calories than your animal-based foods. So if you're feeling weak or hungry all the time, you may not just be eating enough. So make sure, again, you're including those healthy fats, nuts, seeds, avocados, and protein-rich foods like legumes, tofu, and lentils to really stay satisfied and satiated. That is something, again, some people go, well, I can't eat beans because they cause bloating, and then they just don't eat any beans. Mind-blowing. Or they say, oh, I can't eat oatmeal. I don't eat any whole grains. Nope, that's not how we need to approach this, guys. There's 2 different ways. We're going to get to the gut issues here in just a second, which is actually right now, the gut struggles, right? So maybe you're getting bloating, gas. Maybe just think about this. If you went from a fiber deficient diet, meaning you were maybe getting 12 to 15 grams of fiber a day, which is 99% of America, you start throwing in overnight 55, 65, 75 grams of fiber, your body's going to need some time to adjust. So a sudden increase in fiber can overwhelm your digestive system. So instead of diving into those huge bowls of the beans and raw veggies, introduce fiber gradually, right? Drink plenty of water. Chew your food well. I am struggling today, guys. I don't know why. I apologize. Chew your food well. Maybe it's the end of the line. I'm almost done with these things. So anyway, Another thing that could be helpful is probiotic rich foods like sauerkraut or plant-based yogurts. They can also help. One thing that I want to say is you can also mechanically break down the food. So that's one, the chewing, but also cooking and blending. That can also be very helpful if you're noticing that you have a lot of bloating and some discomfort. Some other things might be some digestive enzymes could be very helpful, some plant-based digestive enzymes, just to give you some things to think about. Number 4, again, is those overlooked omega-3s. We don't eat fish, right? But what about those brain-boosting omega-3s? Now remember, fish got their omegas from algae. So we need omega-3s, those really healthy fats. They're good for your brain health. They're good for your heart health. So again, highlighting chia seeds, flax seeds, walnuts. I choose to do algae-based supplements. I use Complement, which is fantastic. So again, you can choose however you like, but that's what I would recommend. It's kind of like an insurance policy, right? Because every single day it's going to be hard to eat perfectly. So that being very mindful and intentional with your supplement choices can be very beneficial. Number 5 is the healthy processed food trap, right? So not all plant-based foods are created equal. I know, who knew? Right? Vegan cookies, the meat substitutes, and the dairy-free treats can be ultra-processed and lacking in nutrients. So you want to focus on the whole plant foods like beans, whole grains, nuts and seeds, vegetables, fruits, things like that. This should be the foundation of your meals. Now, again, if you're still feeling off and you're not sure why, feel free to take the plant-based audit. The link is below, and you can kind of get an idea of what's missing out. I go through and give you personalized recommendations. There's a video after you put in all your data, and I'll tell you exactly what you should be doing. So definitely check that out. I hope you found that helpful. And again, the book is here, Plant-Based 101, literally the ultimate guide for mastering the plant-based diet. Brittany and I put this together, and it has everything. It's a manual. You have a question, 2 pages, you read, you have the answer. Is there recipes? Yes, there's about 30 recipes, good ones to get you started. Or if you're like, I just wanted something simple, this is where to go. Again, this is meant to be a manual for those quick questions. What do you do in social situations? What do you do when you travel? This can be found on Amazon, guys. There's Kindle, and there's also, you can get the print book as well. It's also a very beautiful book. Chloe Stein designed for us. Look at these beautiful pictures. Okay, so also makes a good gift. Just throwing that out there. So thanks for everyone. Hope you found that helpful, even though I struggled to speak coherently today. And I'm sure there will be comments made about that because honestly, always someone does. Anyway, I am sending gratitude, joy, love, and healing your way. As always, remember, my mantra now is I'm a habit healer. And one of the best healing habits you can do is a whole food plant-based diet. So carry that forward and have a beautiful day.